So next in the module, we're actually going to start to talk about branding. What is it? What are the phases that different companies go through? Why is this important? And actually relating to this, how should we split the time in terms of your promotion and what you communicate to the world between brand and brand building, which is about your visions, values, and everything that you want to communicate to your customer and to your stakeholders, but also the actual sales message involved, because you do want to do both. So in terms of the first one, which is actually to do with why should people care about a brand and actually why is it important to you, there are 10 items which we want to cover. The first is quite simply that it will make you more money. If you invest time and effort to really understand your brand and have your branding done properly, it will actually help your company be more successful. Often this is a difficult task because actually who do you approach? How do you find a good design agency that works and understands what you do? But also, how do you fit this in within your budget? Often budget is a huge thing, that there will be loads of fantastic international agencies that you could use, but they're probably quite expensive. And that's a journey that's something you can build on over time. Your customers, if you have a strong brand, will champion everything that you do. If you can communicate your message and your visions really well, they will want to tell that to other people and share your story because they buy into it too. They'll defend you to others. Actually, if people criticize, they'll probably actually pay higher prices to be associated with what you do. One prime example at the moment is Patagonia, who've done some really great stuff in terms of their brand, in terms of what they want to do, in terms of community ownership and the environment. But actually their kit is still expensive. But the point is, people have bought into the mission about what it means to be part of the Patagonia community, that actually, although that does come with a price premium, actually because of the mission, people are happy to pay it and also be associated with it. Next, you are going to have more retailers that want to stock your products. Think of Apple, think of any of the big brands, that often people want to get people through their doors to take the margin and sell your kind of stuff. But also your suppliers and your supply chain are probably going to cut their costs because they want to supply you. Because actually, if you have a really strong brand message and you're a really well-known, respected company, actually they probably want to tell their customers and their stakeholders that they support you, which positively reflects on them. Relating to this as well, it's probably going to be easier to enter new markets and actually bring in new customers in new areas. But also your consumers are more likely to use your products every day and talk about it and really kind of love what you do. And one prime example I love as well is a company called Peloton, who do exercise bikes and the whole fitness environment to help people, especially during the pandemic, do world-class fitness classes, but from home. But actually they did really well to build a community around it, but actually a brand that people love, that it is expensive, and they sell everything from the online platform to the classes, to the bikes themselves, to rowing machines, to running machines, to clothes. But actually they've built a really good brand that people associate with, but actually it's part of their users' everyday life, that they've almost gamified the process, that people build in and they love the product and service, so they use it all the time. And if you're trying to build a successful business, these are all things that are really important to consider. And then last but not least, it's all about free publicity. If you build a company that people talk about, think Tesla, Apple, any of the big names, they'll get so much good free press every time Elon Musk opens his mouth, that is priceless for a business just to maintain brand awareness, versus an equally good company that nobody knows about. But the point is, it really is important to spend time to build your brand, understand the phases of how this will change over time, and actually depending on where you are as a business, where you should put your focus, and actually how you focus on different customers at different levels. And then last but not least, in terms of your brand promotion and how we kind of do this, when we talk about and we communicate things that are important to you, to do with your mission, your values, what you care for with the environment, stuff that you do in the community and for your team, these are all things that would affect your brand, which are really important things to do. But actually the science, the data, was a study by two people called Burnett and Field, where they say that 60% of your time should be spent on brand, which is the slow burn. It gradually will build momentum and awareness about what you do. But balance that with still 40% of your time spent on a direct sales message, My classic example with this is McDonald's. So McDonald's do lots of fabulous brand adverts to do with community, and it's open 24 hours a day, and it's a safe space to go, and it's happy time with the family, and lots of stuff like that. But they balance their brand message with double cheeseburger 99p, white coffee 149. But they actually find the right balance between building the brand so that you understand what McDonald's is and what it stands for and why you kind of love it, but they don't miss the special offers, the deals that people can actually buy. So hopefully this gives you a quick overview on brand. Within the textbook, we actually go into lots of detail about how to create a brand that people love and to understand the different phases that you will go through. But importantly for most people, it's just to really understand what is it, what is the benefit, and actually what are the things that we can do to help improve.